Yeah, thanks for tweeting and thanks for just sharing your thoughts. So when I was working on the conference, I got this speaking proposal from a person who seemed to be on a mission, and once I understood why he wanted to speak here, I said, of course, please come. Tony flew here from Ireland, and he brought some friends with him. Actually, we have our first, I believe, the first Irish speaker in America talking here. And anyway, Tony, come on out, please. Please give a warm welcome.
Thank you. As it says, hello, and we're delighted to be here. Thanks to Jeff for bringing us over from Ireland. It's an opportunity which we will cherish. I'm not a social media buff. It's relatively new to me, and I'll explain why. But firstly, I do like to connect with people. So this is who I am on social web. So please feel free to connect with me and direct message me if you want to get involved. Our story is a very family-orientated story. 2 years ago, I was working on a ship as a captain and had nothing to do with social media whatsoever. So this is all brand new to me. It all started when these are my two kids, Saoirse and Liam. Liam likes to kind of hide and sneak out, but he's a good guy. But this was probably one of the worst days of my life in 2009. Our little girl got diagnosed with a very rare and fatal disease called Batten disease, which is something that gives you a perfectly normal child and then takes the child away from you in a horrible way. But we were told there was no hope in Ireland, but I don't do the word no very good unless it's got a K and a W at the end of it. So I just said, okay, we have to try and do something. So what we done was we searched the internet to try and find a bit of hope to save our kids. I mean, I'm sure out there's many, many parents and people who have little people in their lives, and they really, make your life more fulfilled. So going along with Jeff's theme for the conference, which is the humanization of brands, I had the reverse. I'm branding humanization for a mission. We're trying to save kids' lives, and initially it was trying to save my two kids' lives, but now it's grown. So from that, we went on, that's my wife Mary, we went on to engage with the Irish people, and we set up a charity called B for Battens. And Batten disease affects about 1 in 1.4 million people, so it's really rare. And if you need to get in the charity market, no matter what country you're in, you have stiff competition, if that's the right word, because there's lots of causes out there. But lots of people are really focused on the main charities. So we had to create something new, something fresh. And my daughter actually drew our logo before we needed it. It was just something she did. So that's where it comes from, using the B as a logo. But also, I'm trying to get something to stick in people's minds. So we saw earlier with Dan Lewis, he'd done something with Sesame Street, A for asthma. We've done the same, B for Battens. We want people to associate everyday objects, including the alphabet, and if we can get them to coin the phrase B for Battens, then we're winning, because that awareness will help us with the fight to try and save kids. So what our next step was to start fundraising for a treatment trial which was done in New York. This trial was exceptionally expensive because the commercial drug companies had no interest in rare diseases, and they still really don't, because there's no commercial value in it. So we had to engage with people. And the main way we done that was we created a brand through the tragedy we were given with our daughter being diagnosed. And as we were just about to launch the charity, my son Liam was diagnosed with the same disease. And shortly after, we realized that the challenge was even bigger. We had to raise over $1 million in 1 year or less to try and save Saoirse and then Liam. So we took this to initially the people of Ireland. And through our tragedy, we had to nurse our daughter, run a charity. More and more people were coming out with rare diseases, and we said we have to help. But when the focus came with the son as well, we decided that to create a human brand, you have to connect with people. And as I say, I'm all new to this. So I need everyone to spread the word for me. And then people just took it on board. And, you know, some of you out there might imagine, you know, you might aspire to maybe meeting the president or being on the Late Show with Jay Leno or the Letterman Show. And, you know, we've done that, but done it through tragedy. We don't take anything from that. There's no ego involved. It's just a platform like today to show how our brand can maybe save the lives of a child. But now we found that the globe is shrinking. On Monday, I received an email from someone in the Cook Islands off New Zealand, which is the furthest place, I think, from New York you can possibly get. And they were just told that their 2 children were diagnosed with the same condition. And they reached out to us. So the whole world shrunk because our brand awareness, and it's still only small, but in Ireland it's quite big, but globally now the world has just got a little bit smaller, and it gets smaller every day, which is good. So from that, we continue to progress our challenge. The branding really came to light when we engaged with teenagers, which was really surprising. And we also had a target audience of young parents because they could relate to having children and the loss and potential loss of losing their own kids. So people started to come on board, and more little helpers and assistants keep coming, and we're creating brand ambassadors now today. So if anyone wants to become one of them, DM me, and we'll get you on board. And we have people who will spread the word for us, because with that, it gives rare disease and Batten disease a platform. So one of the biggest things I had to learn with Twitter, because Twitter is only new to me, because I didn't really get it to start with. But if you use, like Mark Twain, he was trying to describe what I think was a soundbite. He said, with a minimum of sound, make a maximum of sense. And 140 characters, you can do that. And if you can engage with someone for just 3 minutes, that's normally how much I need to see if someone will want to support us or not, or want to donate to us or not, or want to follow us or not. So if I can manage to do it in 3 minutes and try and shorten it down to 140 characters, we're starting to get results. At the moment, we have about, I would say, 60% of the Irish population have heard about Batten disease in 1 year, which is a good achievement, but it's not enough because we're still finding kids in other countries. And one of the things that happened this year, in January, you saw Saoirse earlier, she passed away at age 5. And so we accelerated then to try and save our son Liam. And this is Liam. This picture was taken on the 3rd of May in New York, 4 hours before he had brain surgery. And we were in the waiting room in Cornell, and they said, you can't use the phone. So I actually tweeted what was happening and how I was feeling during him having brain surgery. And it appeared in 19 media articles back home the next day. So engagement works. So I'm not going to waste much more time, but there's something I'd like to share with you. This is a little dedicated video we made for Saoirse. And it's true for all rare diseases, so I hope you enjoy it. And let's just hope that my technology works.
This is a story.
You went to sea
A story of love
for the day. You wanted to know
and of life.
what to say.
A life with Batten's disease.
Story done. In
This is a true story.
to someone that he loved endlessly. Now she's gone.
Join the fight for life at beforbattens.org. Join the fight for life at beforbattens.org.
So that is what it's all about, saving kids. So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.